that's a tremendous looking trophy.
Hello, welcome to the number one PlayStation podcast in the Oceanias. My name's Dylan Blight. Joining me, Ashley Albert.
Hey, Dylan. Excited to be here. State of play. Whoop, whoop. Excited for everything PlayStation has to offer for the rest of the year. You know, we're not going to get another one of these for at least 6-7 months.
I'll tell you what, based on the quality of this, I wouldn't mind that.
Wow. Just throwing shade right off the bat. Why do you hate Rocksteady?
Tell me how you really feel. But yeah, of course, the State of Play drops. You know, they did it after we recorded. They did it after the VR release. They did it at a weird time.
We delayed the episode.
Delayed the episode talking about VR. They announced the State of Play right after we delayed the episode to do VR last week. Anyway, State of Play happened last week, so we're going to talk about that in a hot minute. I'm going to have a couple of fun tidbits about VR. I don't have that much to talk about because I disappeared for like 4 days. Off to
Where'd
Melbourne.
you go?
I went to Melbourne. I watched, hung out for Cherie Henriques, and then I watched Final Fantasy Violin. I can't remember the actual name. It's got like Crystal Eyes, something on it. Anyway, was it
what I hoped for, and it was nothing but Final Fantasy 12 music?
No, they did play Final Fantasy 12 music though. So it was a piano concert. So it was just like someone playing.
You said violin?
No, I said the wrong thing. It was a piano concert. I don't know why I said violin.
So it was like one person on a piano playing.
One person on piano, and a screen with gameplay video and stuff. Pretty intensely. So I'll tell you this. So I feel like I can tell the story here more so than I could catch, because Final Fantasy is more of a PlayStation property, right?
It's a PlayStation exclusive.
It's a PlayStation thing. Yeah, but the new one's a PlayStation exclusive. So
it's only a matter of time before it becomes a PlayStation property.
The funniest thing to me was so Cherie doesn't like. She was going in like to enjoy the experience, right? She's not Final Fantasy.
She's indifferent.
She's not Final Fantasy like concierge or whatever. She's
connoisseur,
yeah. But they'd be showing videos on the screen of like certain game moments, and people would crack up laughing at certain little character moments, and I could tell she was like, I fucking get it. And it was the funniest part to me because I said it on the way out. I was like, you get when like people laughing? She's like, I can kind of get like why some were laughing, but I don't really get it. But I in general found it quite funny to be in an auditorium where everyone's watching someone just play music on a piano, and then every now and then something funny like you can't hear the audio from the game or anything because it's just on screen, but a moment that people know is funny would happen so that everyone would laugh. It's like you're sort of with the right crowd, I guess.
It's like a chicken halfway across the road and everybody starts laughing.
Littering. So that was quite good. I did enjoy that. They but tell you what, 3 encores for one for one person on a piano.
Wait, was it one person the entire concert?
Yeah, there's one person playing the piano the entire time.
I feel like they could have gotten more instruments.
Be a bit hard when they called it a piano concert, and then you'd be like, oh no, like you told me on a piano concert, and then you got a good person on guitar in the corner. I don't know.
I guess. No, that's fair.
You fucking lying to me.
I mean, do people get upset when, Taylor Swift shows up at the Ed Sheeran concert? Yeah.
True. I guess I don't. No, probably not. But it was very good. Yeah, that was very good. So tie that in.
Double the instruments. It was promised.
Tie that in though. Walking into the whatever you call the auditorium, down the bottom before you walk up and get into your little areas. Spot Press Starts Kieran for Bruges over there. Chilling.
Oh, what?
KV's ready to.
Does he like Final Fantasy?
It's crazy.
Unbelievable.
So tie that in. Published a preview over Final Fantasy 16 over a press start this morning as I'm recording. So there's that. Very good. I skimmed it. Only because I'm saying skimmed it, not because he's a bad writer, but because it's been a long day. I'm trying to stay. I'm trying to stay a little bit. I don't need to. I don't want to read other things. Like I'm still trying to go in.
I didn't read it because I've saw several other sites also from Australia got invited to go over to Japan. Number 1 PlayStation podcast in Australia doesn't get an invite. What's up with that?
Good point. It's a good point. Now I'll phrase something else. Skill Up went. paid for his own stuff, right?
Yes.
Journalistic integrity shown by that
yep.
man right there.
Yep.
Now, the flights they were going to pay for him, I have no integrity. I would have fucking gone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Come on. They were just saying.
Listen, why are we going to show integrity now? We've seen journalistic history. You know, they would only like a couple of years ago they were flying people over to Hawaii to check out a Sonic game.
That's right.
Don't show his integrity now. You can balance it.
Game sounds good though. Final Fantasy 16. For the most interesting thing I could tell from the tidbit I read from Kieran's thing was that very fast-paced combat. It seems to be the takeaway. That like a lot more action game based. I think Neo and God of War and something else with like the reference points or whatever, but like less Final Fantasy 7 remake where it's action based, but it's still implementing
still turn-based elements.
Yeah, time-based, turn-based elements. It's more of just a straight up. You've got like magical abilities and whatever else.
Straight up Kingdom Hearts.
Devil May Cry. That was the other.
That was the other one.
That was the other reference point. So like a proper action game. So, I'm sort of indifferent on that, to be completely honest. Like I'm neither here nor there. I in a world where I'm going to have Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2 that's going to continue that style of combat, it's nice to know that I'm not getting, in a world where both those games are probably coming out in the same year, that both the combat styles aren't going to be exactly the same, I guess. And, you know, if you want your typical JRPG style, then you've got Octopath Traveler that literally just released. So I'm not
There's
like too
plenty of
fussed
things
on
that, you know.
Yeah. Plenty of stuff to tickle your type of combat. And I guess if you're like, you'd prefer them to go back to the old ways, that's one thing. But they've been heading in this direction for a long time, I think. So, ever since Final Fantasy Bad Boys for Life, whatever that game was.
15.
15. Which was already like
one game ago.
Yeah, well, it seems like a very long time ago, I'll tell you that. The setting all sounds cool. Obviously, they're heading back to more of a typical fantasy direction from which I guess the franchise sort of started, more back to its roots a little bit. You know, you've got like kings and queens and all this sort of stuff, and it's, well, I mean, you had that in the one with the boy band too, but like more, it's set during like more high fantasy time period, and
there's no cars,
sort of stuff. There's no cars. Yes, there's no cars. I guess is the thing. I think he said
pro horses.
Preview. It was pro horses. It was about 5 hours into the game, so got to, you know, a little bit powered up. You can the main character, whose name I can't remember, but something like very generic, like
it's Clive.
Is it Clive? Okay, I was saying Trevor, so that's close. Yeah, it's like you can get touched in icons or summons, like, you know, like grab onto their powers or something like that to hype himself up. Anyway, the game sounds cool. I'm keen to learn more. If they're flying people over,
you're not keen to learn more. That's what you said.
I'm keen to learn more by playing it myself. I'm keen to play more.
Play it yourself, yeah.
I'm keen for Square Enix to invite me over to play, and learn more that way.
Yes.
I'll learn more. Yeah, otherwise, I don't care. Otherwise, I'm not keen to learn more. Yeah. Yeah. So that's Final Fantasy. A little bit of a tidbit. Music, previews, tied it all in. Did well. That worked out well for me. Kieran was there at the thing. What a fucking reference. What a bunch of nerds. What a bunch of nerds. Let's go talk about the state of play, though. So, over at Press Start, shout outs again. Everything announced at February 2023 PlayStation State of Play. So, let's run down everything that we had in this doozy of a state of play. I don't believe they have this in order, but that's fine.
No, because they hate putting stuff in order.
They hate putting stuff in order, but I couldn't be fucked looking for another one, and I was already going to mention Press Start, so
nobody does.
Anyway, we'll just do it.
Nobody
we
do.
do.
Explosion Network.
Yeah. Who didn't put up one of these, so that's why we're using Press Start. Yet another meaty Resident Evil 4 trailer was shown. So they showed off it was just another like, hey, this game's coming out soon. Here's a pretty in-depth look at Final Fantasy. Resident Evil 4 Final Fantasy's on my bloody brain. And then they confirmed, I guess, at the end that Mercenaries will return, and there's a demo coming out and all that sort of stuff. Game looks really, really good. Obviously, I don't think you... Well, no, hold on, you're a massive fan, so you must be excited. But the game looks really good. Definitely in, Capcom keeps knocking it out of the park with these remakes. I don't think anything's really surprising to see. This looks really good at this stage, but this is the one that if they fucked up, I feel like most people would be pissed off, because this is the sort of the highest bar Resident Evil. This is the reinvented survival horror games. This is the the one that everyone considers a classic. So I'll see how it goes. They showed three characters for Street Fighter 6.
Yep.
Zangief, Cammy, and a new character called Lily. Sorry?
Yeah, Lily.
Yeah, newcomer called Lily.
She's got like wind powers.
Yeah. I don't really care about Street Fighter 6, but do you care? I mean, it looked good. Like, I like the
looks good,
the art style and everything, but
I'm intrigued because obviously it's got like the story mode, so that's there's an entry point. Interesting. Cammy obviously got a massive redesign that people don't hate, which is a very new thing. Yeah, normally when they redesign women to have more clothes, people get very upset, but people like it. Weird that people really like jackets. You got a cool jacket you can wear.
Yeah.
You can,
it's all about the jacket, I'm sure.
It is. And also Zangief,
Yeah.
He wasn't fooling anybody with that mask.
No. Also got Suicide Squad Kill Justice League, obviously was what ended the whole thing. They had like a developer deep dive. They talked about the co-op and everything. We discussed this on this past Monday's episode of Arcade Couch a bit more in depth. My rundown is it looked bad to me. I know I already had little interest in the game, and this sort of killed any I had, to be completely honest. You're very much, unless your mind's changed.
I'm pro. I'm optimistic. Dylan's a hater. He's saying it's bad. What he's really saying is it's not what he wanted. Because I think it still looks very pretty at the very least. Story elements look interesting. Why is Wonder Woman not controlled by Brainiac? No. Yeah, it's Brainiac, right? Yeah. They got this weird looking Lex Luthor. Very generic looking Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
It's like any bald guy.
Yeah.
Could be Agent 47 for all I know. But yeah, I'm optimistic. Hopefully it'll be fun.
What a bare minimum. Hopefully this video game would be fun.
It's clearly like a Borderlands, Outriders, Destiny, I guess, shooter in the DC universe.
But for a lot of people, though, everything you just said is exactly what turns them off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then there's a bunch of people who want that.
Yeah, I mean, but they just released Gotham Knights, so
yeah, but they didn't have guns in it. Dylan, they're not gonna lock gliding behind a level cap, It's not gonna be something you have to learn. If the traversal is enjoyable, which it looks like it could be, and the gunplay is solid, I think, they'll be fun to have, especially if you're doing it with friends.
All these people playing Destiny Lightfall right now, they're really excited, and they're like, man, hurry up, we got to get through the raids and stuff so I can go get my gear score up in the Suicide Squad when it drops. Fucking hell.
It's ages away. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's plenty of time to finish Destiny.
No one finishes Destiny. You simply pause it and come back to it later. Then we got into a bunch of VR games.
Yes.
So the first one was The Foglands. It's a Western shooter. You got a little 6-shooter and supernatural beings and stuff like that in it. Looked kind of cool. I mean, I'll give my thoughts straight out of the gate. Most of these VR games looked very mediocre. They're all just shooting things. which I know VR is like still in this very early in its life span of as a medium, and everyone just falls to the, well, what can we do? Shoot things. But I would say out of the ones that you're shooting things in, this look kind of cool. I like the art style and everything, so the tone of it was interesting. So then you've got Green Hell VR. So this is a port of a PC game. It's a survival game. Not really something I want to do in VR. I feel like I'm getting fucking.
It's like the Jungle Book.
Did you say the Jungle Book?
Yeah, you're a dude trying to survive in the forest. You're surviving in the jungle. There's crocodiles and jaguars and stuff. Except they don't talk. They're trying to kill you.
Yeah, so it's exactly like the Jungle Book.
Yeah, exactly like the Jungle Book.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure there was one adaptation in which that.
Yeah, I watched the Andy Serkis one, and it still was nothing like you just described. So
okay,
cool. Yeah. Then we got Synapse. It's I don't know.
This one's got powers.
This one's you got powers. You're shooting things. You got powers. You're shooting things and powers. They right here that looks like Control, which I guess kinda maybe I don't know. You can levitate people off and use powers and stuff, but yeah, again, you're just shooting people and all the bad guys.
It's more like psyops or.
Well, it looks like super hot art style, but
I mean, yeah, art style wise, it does because of the color design.
Yeah, and then the last one was Journey to Foundation, apparently based on a very famous novel, Isaac Asimov's very famous novel or book series. I don't know anything about the book series, to be completely honest. But, I mean, this one had a little bit more potential.
You don't know about Foundation, which was last year 2021 adapted into a TV series for Apple TV+.
Yeah, but did they cancel that, right?
No, it's still the second season. It's still set for sometime this year. Don't
go.
worry, I only got 2 episodes in, so.
You loved it then?
Yeah, absolutely loved it.
That was the Jared Harris one, right?
That was the Jared Harris one, yeah. Lee Pace.
Yeah. No, I can only remember Jared Harris. Well, I don't know. But based on as someone who watched the TV show,
it looks nothing like the TV show. So I mean, clearly designs are made completely separate. Yeah. Probably didn't even realize the other people were doing the same thing. So, yeah.
What do you think the source material or the general world and everything like that? Based on the trailer on the 2 episodes of the TV show, could make a good game.
It could be because they're trying to save all of human knowledge or something like that from memory. So I mean, you could be trying to protect it in some sort of way. I think it being in VR probably makes it stand out a little bit because obviously it's different to just a generic book adaptation. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just looking through the trailer again there. That's, I mean, there's shooting happening in this, but there's also a lot of stealth and character moments and I
feel like it'll probably be more narrative heavy than you think.
Yeah, narrative driven than so linear path and So I mean, I'd say potential. Then they have Before Your Eyes. So this one's already been announced, but they chucked a trailer in here anyway. So this has been on PC already and everything. And the gimmick you could do on PC, but as soon as they announced that it was coming to PSVR, I've just held out forever to play it because I feel like this is the way to play it. But it's a game where you're in the afterlife and you're sort of flashing between different parts of your life, and every time you blink, it transports you to a different stage. I think is the general gist of it. I remember this came out. So this came out 2 years ago, and it was getting some indie award recognitions and stuff like that, different places. And you can play it on PC with Steam, and you can still get the blinking thing to happen.
Apparently, you can do it on mobile.
Yes, so I think it's on Netflix as well, maybe, or part of that as well.
Yeah.
I think. So you can play it, but as I said, as soon as I heard that it was going to be a PSVR2 game, a year ago, I feel, or it was rumored to. I'm like, that sounds like the best way to play it. Why would I spoil the experience? So yeah, I'm keen for this one. I think the art style is really cool. The idea is awesome. It's something where you're not shooting people in VR, which is always a plus. So
You gotta make sure you don't. You gotta make sure you water your eyes first.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you're just natural, right? You're not trying to. I don't know.
What if you want to stay in that moment? You know?
True. That's a good point.
Or you don't want to be blinking too often. It's like halfway through a sentence, then blink. Next scene.
I will wonder how much difference the playing this in PSVR to like you're using a webcam makes, because the eye tracking stuff obviously in VR is a lot better than your webcam. So,
I mean, it'll be a massive litmus test.
Yeah. Destiny 2, like for talking about that before, but that got a launch trailer, and amongst all this, Cheer. That's how you say it, right? Is it just Cheer?
Cheer. Yep.
Got a release date trailer, and it's also going to be coming to
extra and premium.
Extra and premium tiers of PlayStation Plus. So this is similar to Stray, I guess.
Massive hit Stray.
Massive hit Stray. So been looking forward to this one for a while. Really excited to play it. So this is the one where you play as this girl. You're sort of exploring this island. You can turn into like animals.
Yep.
And I mean, honestly, I don't really know. Like, I feel like I've watched a million trailers for this game over the years at different indie things and whatever else. And all I know is there was one thing I watched a couple years ago where the developers talking about it. And obviously there's a lot of like cultural inspirations and stuff like that, which was good to hear about at the time. But also that was 2 years ago. And I honestly, for the life of me, can't remember. I'm so sorry. But obviously there's a lot of cultural inspirations embedded into the game. And every time if you were to ask me without like looking at something, what's the game about, I'd be like, I don't know. It's a girl, you're exploring an island, and you can transform into animals. And I'm pretty sure you're just researching stuff, and it's just going to be a game about discovery. But it has really cool art style and just wholesome vibes. So keen for that.
Every time I've heard this game being brought up, they're like, man, this needs to come out before Breath of the Wild comes out. Because or before Zelda comes out, because it's got a similar kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's only 3 weeks away. So
you keen?
Yeah, I mean, I'm keen. Obviously, it helps that it's going to be on PlayStation Plus. So definitely be playing it when it comes out.
March 21st.
Yep.
Humanity got a reveal. I say reveal, but I'm like, it's just like it's coming to VR reveal. Like I've seen, this isn't the
We've
first
definitely
time
seen this before.
We've seen this game before, and I feel like it was nearly the same trailer. Well, half the trailer felt exactly the same as last time I saw it. Anyway, there's a demo. People played it. I haven't. I don't know if you did.
I have not. I talked to our good friend Buddy Watson, who has played it, and he says #Buddy Game.
Yeah, Buddy
He
Game
says it's amazing. It's very meaty. There's like 11 levels by the devs, but then there's also a bunch of user-generated levels that you can play through at rate and that kind of stuff. So there is a lot of content in this demo, so you can get your full taste.
It's basically
of what humanity has to offer.
It's Lemmings, but people, right? Is that the?
I don't know. I haven't touched it. But that's what it seems like.
Yeah, that's what it. That's.
But there's I'm excited to check out. But it's clearly a next level puzzle game.
Yeah. It's a puzzle game, but
and
it's from the people that made Tetris Effect and Res.
Yeah.
So, obviously it's got a very wacky vibe to it and everything like that. So, but it is a puzzle game at heart. So, just a weird one.
Yeah, I'm hopefully going to play the demo sometime in the next week.
Yeah. We got a trailer for Goodbye Volcano High, which finally got a new release date. Looked really, really good.
Release date. I don't think there was ever. Was it? I don't think it was a concrete release date. There was
they said a rough, I think. So
yeah,
June 15th, 2023 is now the official release date for the. I don't know. It's like it's an adventure novel.
Yeah, it's like visual novel.
Visual novel music game, I guess is the way I would, the ones I'd pick for it. Obviously, we've seen this for a while. There was a stage there where they delayed it because they said they were rewriting and changing some stuff about the story. But as far as I'm concerned, everything in here still looks like what I liked about it in the first place, which was high school drama mixed with music, mixed with just dinosaurs. That's like now the pitch is, and we're assuming that the end of the world's happening, right? That's still what
they discuss, like,
yeah,
it's it sounds like they know that the world's going to end, which I
Yeah.
don't think was implied in the original
Yeah.
reveal. So that's an interesting twist on the narrative. It's like all these choices, everything they do is more important now because it's one of their final things they'll do, you know?
Yeah, I'm just looking through again, and they literally
Because they're like
28
why did you
seconds.
quit the band? It's like,
What's it matter?
it's what's the matter? It's not important.
Yeah. We have a
We're
giant
about to
comment.
freaking die.
Yeah, comment's going to hit us and wipe us all out. So,
Yeah.
yeah. There's like a thing that says like class of the end. That says for like
Yeah.
the high school thing. So, yeah, and the logo is literally a comet coming through the like the O of Goodbye Volcano High. Very keen for this. I think it looks really, really cool. Interesting concept and a bunch of different ideas and stuff I like. So hopefully that turns out to be as good as it looks. Keen to play that.
Hopefully it's not OFK. All right.
Yeah, I'm trying not to shit on the game. Like,
there's no texting in this game. It looks like.
no, there was texting. There was some fucking texting at some stage. So. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm Connections is I don't know. What is this?
It's a weeb game.
It's a weeb game. It says the game features new playable characters on top of the previously available ones from other Naruto games. It connects moments from the original 4 Ninja Storm games into a single game. Cool. Then we got Baldur's Gate 3. It's coming to PS5.
Yeah, this was an interesting thing that's happened this week, you know? Where they're like, we're not sure if it's coming to Xbox.
Very weird. But at least Sony fans.
Yeah, that's not our problem.
Look forward to playing it. I'm interested to see if they, I don't think at least when I looked last week when this dropped, did they confirm if it has crossplay or anything? Have you seen anything?
Don't know. I haven't.
I feel like that would be a sort of.
I hope so, because I'm pretty sure I got an early access code at one point for it on PC.
Yeah,
so
you had an early access code. I don't know how much is going to carry
Kieran got
over
an
there.
early access code.
So Kieran got an early access code. I think there was 2 though, right? You got 1.
Yeah.
I think. So yeah, if it has crossplay, that would be like really cool cross progressions.
Upon launch, Baldur's Gate 3 will feature support for cross-platform progression.
Cross-platform progression, but not cross-play. That's weird.
Is a cross-play. This is the process. Hang on, I'm Google's didn't pull the important parts out of this.
Was that like a cross progression? Is like
is there cross progression? This is the process of being This is in the process of being implemented. Direct connection is possible between platforms, but all players must be on the same version in order for it to work.
Okay. Yeah. But that's cool.
Oh, that's still early days. They're talking about.
Yeah.
They're not. That's PC.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right, we'll see. How do you picture playing that on with a controller? Do you reckon it'll be fine, or? I mean, Divinity originally seems like PlayStation.
I'm sure they'll find a way to make it work. I mean, Divinity is like pretty solid to play on console.
Have you played it on console?
I played part of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I know people like playing it on console, so I assume if they can get that to work, they can get.
I mean, it'll just be a matter. Some things will take you longer to do.
Yeah.
Bunch of menus and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Then the last thing was they showed off Wayfinder, which I don't know. It's another free-to-play third-person action game. Yeah, that. Look, it sounds very mean because, like, I hate to just come on here and be like, man, fuck this, because people work on these games and stuff, but I'm just like, there is like at a certain stage every time you gotta wonder in a world where games I like Knockout Legends and stuff die. Like what? I swear every month a new free-to-play game just gets announced and comes out and then dies like a month later. Like it just, I don't know.
But Dylan, this might be the one. This might be the next Fortnite.
You're right. You're right.
You know?
No, I don't know.
Do you reckon do you feel this way because Wild Hearts you're in the middle of loving, and this is very similar to that?
No, I just think it looks like it looked to me anyway.
Wow.
Wild Hearts anyway. Yeah. There's something to be said for I buy a video game. Well, hold on. I didn't buy a Wild Hearts.
You previewed that extensively.
There's something to be said for. No, I was gonna say there's something to be said for video games that are made, I guess, designed where they're fully complete products, and there's something else compared to these ones that are just designed to be free to play.
It's like everything made by everybody except Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. By the way, I'm going back to Wild. I probably won't talk about Arcade Couch because there's no point. But did you ever try and go play some more since we played?
No, because I've got nothing.
Yeah, you got another thing. Yeah, that's fair. That's totally. I just wasn't sure if before that if you got, but obviously I haven't played it for a couple weeks because I've had all these games. But as I'm telling you, in amongst my free time throughout the rest of the year, I'm fucking monster hunting every chance I can get in that wild hunt.
During a lull.
During my lull, it's gonna be my lull game. It's fucking good shit. I'm gonna platinum that. I'm telling you.
Okay.
I'm gonna get the platinum. I have no idea if I've said that and then committed to something that's really hard, but I'm going to get the platinum.
Okay.
Heard it here first, folks. And then just before we wrap up this week's episode, just touch a little bit more on VR. As I said, I've been away for like half a week, so I haven't had much. Like I've only been home a day today, basically. Got home late last night after my flight got delayed a bunch. Which story of my life.
I've had too much of reality.
Yeah, story of my life. So I'm still working my way through Horizon. I'm still I have to take breaks like every half hour of that game. Like I'm the motion sickness and that. It's quite funny because I've seen people online say like Kayak VR makes them sick. No problem. Seen people say Gran Turismo makes them sick. No problem. But for some reason, I don't know. But I'm also going to say I think I'm about 3/4 of game through, right? I think I'm about 3/4 away through this game. It's not very good, I've decided. I'm going to go out there right now. I'm not going to give it like a great review. So it's fine. Like it looks pretty. There's lots of cool elements here, but holy fuck, do you not? If you don't spend, I reckon 80% of this game just climbing, which is just boring as fuck after the first few hours of it. I'm sorry. I'm at frustration central over here with the amount of. I'm like, oh my god, just let me. Just
hear that, all you climbing fans out there?
Just
climbing sucks.
Just let me stop climbing, please. Like it end.
Stop going up Everest. I'm just what is that?
Still my head.
Boring.
Yeah. Another quick. So I was playing that for a bit today, and then when I was having a rest, I let my brother also have a go today, and I let my father have a go also because they both wanted to have a squiz. So that was quite funny to see, people who don't VR have a go at VR. So my brother tried out Horizon. I put him in the at the start. I chucked him in the thing where you just sit in the kayak and it just watch shit happen around you. And he was totally fine with that. And then he was like, "Oh, I want to shoot some bows and stuff." I'm like, "All right." So I put him in this little challenge mode thing where you have to run a course. You have to shoot some bows. You have to shoot some arrows at some targets and then run up this course. He loved shooting the bow and arrow. He was like, "Yeah, this shit's so cool, whatever." And I was like, "Oh, you got to turn around and do the course now." He's like halfway up, climbing up the wall or something like that. And he's like, "Does this ever make people feel sick? Because I feel a bit wheezy." And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." And then my dad had to go at Gran Turismo VR because he wanted to, racing game.
That's the one.
I selected him the course, didn't tell him what it was, just click start, chucked it on. All I had was, I stood up to get a drink, and all I had from the other room was, "Oh shit, I'm on fucking Bathurst. Shout out to Brocky." And I was like, all right, well. All right, have fun, Dad. Off you go. As I peek around the corner and see him bouncing off walls. But yeah, Gran Turismo is very good. I feel like very good to implement. Like just obviously it's hard to be like, "Oh, does VR so good?" Like it's already a game that wasn't VR. The annoying thing is the whole it only goes into VR when you get into a race. Like prior to that, you're looking at just
the menus. Yeah,
the menu. It's fine. It doesn't really bother me because it's just they'd have to remake everything to make it fit. Create a virtual 360 screen or whatever, but the racing's really good. It makes me wish I had a wheel and everything because that just to get the full experience. I think the other thing is every time I do Gran Turismo, it's just the fact that they already had so much detail put into the interiors of those cars in the game that then having to and then getting to experience those interiors in VR sort of makes you appreciate them even more, which is really cool. So, that's all the rest of the VR have been done. So, obviously I'll get stuck back into more VR this week after my now that I'm back. So
hiatus,
after my little hiatus, it was weird timing, but that's just the annoying way the things cookie crumbled that VR sort of came out.
Final Fantasy's fault.
Yeah, basically day before everything. Before I headed off to Melbourne. So try and get a bunch smashed out this week, try and get some reviews posted in ASAP. I'm sort of playing like a bunch of games at once. So I reckon I'll reach a stage here where suddenly you'll just see like a bunch of reviews go up at once, like in a quick succession, because I'm just like sort of jumping around. It also is where I'm like, oh, fucking sick of Horizon, and I'll go play like half an hour or something else. You know, I could just sort of rotate through some things at the same time, rather than just committing to playing one game and one game only sort of thing until I get sick of it. So, but yeah. So, all right, they'll do.
Hopefully, it'll help you build up a tolerance. I feel like that's the key thing, you know? It's been a while since you played a lot of VR, so.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I've lost my VR legs a little bit, but there's also just something off about that Horizon game. Something about it just rubs me the wrong way. I remember having the similar weird experience where I tried to play Robinson the Journey on PSVR, and I remember jumping into that and straight away just like fucking like, oh, it's just so like motion sickness. Like it was really weird. Like, yeah, it was just like, but then I'll jump in and like play like that paranormal ones where you're running around a room, like a house away from ghosts, have no problem. But suddenly I jump into like this Robinson thing and it was just like it just making me so woozy. So it's weird because some games I just feel like people will be like, oh, it made me so sick, and I'll be like, I have no problems. Like it just affects, it's odd. VR's an interesting thing, the way it affects your brain. Let us know any comments, questions, concerns you've had about anything we've been discussing this week, of course, on our Twitters or at Discord, explosionnetwork.com/Twitter, explosionnetwork.com/Discord. If you liked the episode, want to help support Platinum Explosion or explosionnetwork.com, you can do all that by heading over to explosionnetwork.com/support and buy us a coffee. And until next week, remember, every trophy counts.